Hello everyone, and thank you for attending this talk. On behalf of my co-authors, Jason, John, and Perola, I am Stephen, and I am here to present our work on investigating accessibility of Crowdwork tasks on Amazon Mechanical Turk. Mechanical Turk, or AMT, is a Crowdwork platform developed by Amazon in 2005 that allows microtasks, also known as human intelligence tasks or HITs, to be completed by crowdworkers. Key advantages of Crowdwork include the ability to work from home on relatively small tasks and at any time and place with an internet connection. Given these benefits of Crowdwork, it can be attractive to people who identify as having a disability, as people can work at their own pace and with any potential assistive devices that they use on their personal computers. However, few works have investigated accessibility issues in Crowdwork and how these may be overcome. In our study, we had three main objectives. 1. Investigate the demographics of crowdworkers in the US who identify as having a disability and use the AMT platform. 2. Gain insights into the factors that hinder the effective completion of crowdwork tasks. 3. Identify how accessibility issues may be alleviated in order to encourage effective participation in crowdwork. To achieve these objectives, we carried out 2 surveys and follow-up interviews with AMT workers. In Survey 1, we surveyed 1,000 participants using a HIT on AMT to gather basic demographics of users. In Survey 2, we surveyed only respondents from Survey 1 who identified as having a disability. We then conducted interviews with 5 participants from Survey 2 to gain further insights into accessibility issues in crowdwork. Here are the results on the number of people that identify as having at least one disability in Survey 1. The highest number were from people who had problems with dexterity when using a mouse or keyboard. Here are the findings on age, race, gender, and education distribution. Similar to previous work on AMT, we find a relatively young and educated demographic. Further investigations in Survey 1 reveal that a majority of people are employed, either on a full-time or part-time basis, and that most of the respondents work between 5 and 35 hours a week. Although there are a variety of HITs that are completed on AMT, our findings show that surveys are the most completed type of HIT. In Survey 2, we found that a high number of respondents use Crowdwork because it allows them to work from home, although other key reasons exist, such as earning a living, supplemental income, and just enjoying doing these tasks. Regarding time to complete HITs, this has been identified as an issue in previous research. In our work, it was a key issue for 43% of respondents. Even for people without disabilities, time can be a problem, but the problem can be exacerbated by existing disabilities. We can see the number of people in each disability category that reported having difficulties completing HITs on AMT, specifically as a result of their disability. In all cases, the number is close to half, which shows a high unfulfilled need for many participants with disabilities. We cannot cover all of the issues that we found in this presentation, but please refer to the paper for information on perceived anxiety and depression, qualifications, wages and income, goals, UI issues, HITs performed, and HITs avoided due to disabilities. We discuss improving accessibility in greater detail in the paper. Here are some key design implications that follow from Survey 2 and the interview discussion. 1. To mitigate the risk of overloading the UI. Information can be contextualized based on user preferences and relevance. Metadata can be used to indicate the kinds of abilities that are suitable for HITs. This could work in the case of popular HITs for which it is obvious that certain abilities are essential. 2. AMT workers rely on external tools and scripts to assist them in managing HITs. For example, finding and tracking reasonable HITs that suit certain abilities from reputable requesters. This functionality can be implemented in Crowdwork platforms to assist users, especially those with disabilities. 3. The participants identified potential barriers to usability, such as presenting too much information and using relatively small interface elements, for instance buttons and hyperlinks. Platform holders should ensure revised UIs based on user testing. 4. Communities offer essential support to AMT workers by highlighting useful information on available tools, tips, and social benefits. Platform holders can promote and recommend communities such as Turk Nation and Turk Suite, especially to new workers. Furthermore, communities can perhaps make more of an effort to reach out to new workers or workers with disabilities. That concludes our presentation. We would like to thank you all for listening and welcome any questions.